Action!
Action! Hey everyone, how you doing?
Action!
Welcome to the Virtually Rek't podcast. I am
a
Nvidia.
bitch.
You're right there.
Carry on. I'm fucked up already.
You just take the piss out of us for fucking everything up. Okay, so I'm Nvidia. This is my co-host Nvidia.
How you doing, guys?
Fuck me. I am so terrible at this shit.
Then we have Power on VR.
He's special.
Fuck me, right? I'm actually live now. Like, there was no audio. I hadn't set up my fucking audio sources.
That's all right.
Welcome to the Virtually Dementia podcast.
Yes. So, yeah, let's do that again. So, I'm in VR. That's Mac in VR. And then we've got Power on VR.
Yes.
A lovely hosting buddies. So, yeah, let's start with what have you been playing and what are you drinking, Mac?
Right, first of all, I'm drinking a very nice Pinot Grigio from Venetia Dock in Italy. It's very crisp and fruity.
Very posh.
Very posh. Cheers. This week I've been playing Windlands 2 because I've got early access. So thanks to John and Mike at SciTech. And I've been playing a lot of Ghosts of Tabor, which we are going to talk about in the podcast. So
yes,
anybody's wondering, Ghosts of Tabor is in early alpha, and it is basically, it's a lazy way to describe it, but it's basically Escape from Tarkov in VR, which is, everybody knows what Escape from Tarkov is. So it's a super hardcore military FPS shooter, extremely realistic, really, really difficult. It's proper hard. Yeah, I'm loving it and hating it at the same time, but like I said, we'll talk about that later in the podcast. So, Shuey, what are you drinking, and what have you been playing?
So I am still not on the alcohol. I'm still on the old soda pop.
Nice.
Because we haven't had a drink since like the 29th of December, I want to say.
Nice.
But that's going to change at the end of this week.
Oh yes.
While I go and visit Indy, Mac, and Henry Van Leer as well. So there'll be plenty of drinking over the weekend, and then back to teetotal for a while. So yeah, I'm going to use it as special occasions now, I feel, and this might be one of them. Just a couple of beers every 2 weeks. I think that's a reasonable thing to do.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So that's the drinking side of things. What have I been playing? I've been playing not a lot because I've actually done 12 hours a day every day for the past 7 days. So, as in working that amount, like it's been an absolute exhausting mess. So I've played little bits here and there. I actually jumped on Onward today, very briefly, because I was going to make a video on is Onward still good in 2023. Spoiler alert, not really.
Really? What have they done to it?
Yeah, if it just like they've made quite a few changes, and they've done the same thing. They've basically downgraded it because they're bringing Quest and PC VR in line. Same with what they did with Zero Caliber.
Yeah.
And it's honestly it's feeling a bit it's feeling a bit jank now.
No way.
Yeah, so that's a bit disappointing. Non-VR, I've been playing a lot of Stray.
You streamed it,
I saw that.
I have. I've been streaming the whole thing actually, and it's been super, super chill. Like those streams, I've done like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and people have just been coming in, and it's been just such a chill experience to play something that's not in VR for once, and I'm not like shouting at people and wanting to stab things. It's been super nice. So yeah, that's been good. And I also started playing the Final Fantasy VII remake because that passed me by as well. So yeah, I've been playing more flat screen stuff just because I've been on my feet for 12 hours a day, and then I'm way too exhausted.
Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunately, no VR stuff really from me this week.
Okay. Are you conditioning your brain to be in PS5 mode?
Yeah.
Is it straight on the PS5 or?
Yeah. It's all on PS5. I've been playing on this absolutely gorgeous controller.
It's a great
which,
controller.
Honest, I'm freaking blown away. Like I wasn't prepared for how good those haptic triggers were.
Minimum index.
He's got a black one.
Yeah, those controllers are they're really good.
Yeah, I must admit.
Hey Henry, how's it going?
I don't know. Like I've managed to put 20 hours into Ghosts of Tabor over the last 7 days. I've managed to put 5 or 6 hours into Windlands 2, and I've been playing Gran Turismo 7 to get my rank up, so that when the PSVR 2 releases, I'm not just driving around in like a shit sort of Eurobox front wheel drive car. So I've actually probably put 30 to 40 hours into gaming as well as doing my content. So it's been nice to actually play a video game just for the fun of it.
Yeah. So, yeah,
I do that with Contractors. I think that's my sort of game where I'm just playing not for content at the moment.
Yeah, just for fun.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if I play, I'm just cannon fodder for Fitz and Tassos.
I mean, we're all cannon fodder for Fitz, but not Tazos. Fuck that guy. I'm still gonna head cap him repeatedly.
Yeah.
Is he in any of our chats yet? I haven't seen him.
Tassos,
no, I imagine he's probably on his way home from work.
Yeah. Now we mentioned Contractor, so he will turn up. He's like the shopkeeper from Mr. Ben. Yeah, it's like as soon as you say contracts, he's like, contractors? Who say contractors? I will be there. That was like sort of semi-Greek Russian there for some strange reason. I don't know what happened.
A little bit of Indian as well.
Yeah.
Not quite Greekanese.
Well, okay, so I've just been playing loads of different things.
What are you drinking? Special water.
See-through bottle of water. Yeah. Invisible water.
It's Grey Goose. I'm telling you, it's just a bottle of Grey Goose in a.
Maybe on Friday. Yeah, on Friday. Yeah. So I've been playing loads of stuff. It's better just to look at my channel. I've been. I mean, The Dark Method, which is like Resident Evil meets Castlevania. It's a really good puzzle kind of horror game. Not horror, but like gothic. It's really good. It's got loads of different things. David Slade, which is like a hardcore forensic simulator. Land of Towers, which is a puzzle game, and it's to do with like building wood and smashing things and like solving puzzles. It's a really cool game actually. The mechanics of hammering stuff and smashing it all up and stuff is made really well. So most all of these games I've still got to do more streams of. Crime Cracker, which is a Pico exclusive. It's £3.99, and yeah.
Hadn't seen that one.
Yeah.
Is
you
it?
Don't need to.
Oh no! I was really hoping when you said Pico exclusive. Like I'm still sitting there being like, "Is that Pico exclusive? Is this going to be good?" And then it's
no.
Yeah, it's £3.99. It's somebody in the chat said it's like some kind of N64 game. It's a cheap laugh. If you want a cheap laugh, then yeah.
So, or you can watch
I played Dream Tango, which is a trippy game. Yeah.
So you can just watch a podcast. That's a cheap laugh.
What else? Time Titans. I've got access to that game. It's not out yet. That was good fun. It's like super hot in VR. Really good hunting game called Virtual Hunter. Like the sniping mechanics. Like you got zero in, you've got the wind. You've got to hit the animals in certain spots with certain guns to get more points, and it's really well made. Big open world. What else? Tinker Pilot, which is like a VR space sim, and a bit of Population 1. Oh, and Rival Rides I've played as well.
Jesus Christ, that is so many games.
Yeah.
I feel genuinely bad for how little I've played.
Yeah, but
you're just like,
don't feel...
here, Shuey, game.
Don't feel genuinely bad because we haven't worked 12 hours a day for the past 7 days. So
yeah, fuck me. You go a bit mental, mate. That's some serious grafting. But that's what I've been playing. Yeah, I mean, just check out my channel if you want to see the streams and stuff. But that's what I've been doing. Yeah.
Speaking, you mentioned earlier like a game that like looks N64 type game. have either of you? I doubt you have, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. Have either of you tried Superman 64 VR?
No. That was supposed to be the
No.
worst game
Okay.
ever released, wasn't it?
Right. Okay. It's not the worst game ever released. I'm not sure if it is because I think ET might actually might be worse than that.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, Superman 64 was a really good idea that they were going to put Superman on the N64, right? And that's great because that's a system seller right there. Like just the name Superman, that's a system seller. The problem is that the development team didn't have the time. The development team weren't gamers. The management didn't care, and the production company literally just wanted it out. Like I think they gave them like 2 months, 3 months or something. It was ridiculous. Like everything was going against this thing. And they released it, and it was fucking terrible. The control scheme was bad. Like there was no story. There was no actual ending to the game. Like they didn't bother putting in anything. Like it was just repeated the same thing over and over and over and over again, where you basically did shit all, and then it ended. And here's the interesting thing, right? Is somebody actually went and said, "Can I port this into VR?" And they did. They ported it into VR, and that's a cool thing in itself. Like for some reason, it's cool porting one of the worst games in history into VR because why not? But what he actually did was not only port it into VR, but made small incremental changes in order to actually make it a fun game to play.
Oh, cool.
So, as it turns out, playing it in VR without having to do too many changes, the actual challenges are actually kind of fun. Like you fly around and stuff, and that's fun in VR anyway. But then he actually went a step further and gave it a small ending. Like actually put the effort in to give it the ending that it never actually had, which is pretty awesome. But he didn't make the full game in the end. What he did was he made like I think the first 3 levels or so. But in his defense, what he said was no one actually made it past that point in the real game anyway because it was too shit to play. So he sort of made the 3 levels and then remade the ending and placed it in the end of those 3 levels just so that like it's like a demo of the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a really cool little thing that I saw like he'd made like a development log. It's like 20-minute long video. It's on YouTube. If you want to see something just really cool that someone's done, then yeah, go check it out.
Yeah, and how many copies got buried in the Nevada desert though? That's the question. Anybody who knows about ET, there's a whole thing. Did you see the documentary where they actually went and found them?
Yep, and instantly the collections of people that had them that were worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars just went shwhoop.
Yeah, because they found all these pristine copies buried. Yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting thing. So anybody doesn't know, the Atari VCS, obviously when ET came out in 1982, I do believe, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, they said a similar thing.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, similar thing. They were like, oh, ET, the biggest IP in the world at the moment, make a game. And they did, and apparently that is the worst video game that has ever been made. It was just basically, what would you do in the 1980s if you were going to make a game based on an IP? You would just make it a platformer. And it was a very, very basic side-scrolling platformer that just wasn't very interesting and just wasn't... It actually caused the collapse of Atari because they paid so much for their IP.
License.
Yeah, the license. And the game just was rubbish and just didn't sell. So yeah, that actually
it was buggy as all fuck.
Yeah, so it's interesting in the scheme of like video game history because when the VCS released, I mean, I had one. I've still got one actually in my loft. When it released, there was like a massive hype wave about video games. It was going to be the new thing. Lots of people went out and bought the consoles. The games were pretty basic. So there was like, it didn't happen. Then ET came out and it caused Atari to crash. And nothing happened in the 80s until Nintendo brought out the NES. And that sort of brought back the quality video games like the Super Mario. So you get these like cycles in video games. And I think that's happening in VR at the moment as well, because when VR first came out, 2016, everybody was like, "Oh, it's the new thing," and then 2018, it kind of died. But then when the Quest came out, there was like interest, and the Quest 2 came out, and they like sold what do we think at the moment? 16, 17 million headsets, I think, in 2020, 2021. So there was like a massive resurgence for the interest in VR. And then unfortunately, 2022 was one of those plateau years where nothing happened. There was, it was just basically a flat year. Nothing really happened. There wasn't any particular, AAA games that came out. So 2023, I'm hoping, with the Quest 3 coming out at the end of the year and PSVR 2 coming out imminently, then this is going to be another year where we get like a surge in interest in VR, which obviously is, to my heart and Shuey's heart and Indy's heart, is what we're interested in. So it's an interesting segue, yeah.
Okay, here's a question before we segue into like anything to do with 2023. Then we've talked about ET,
yes,
for the Atari. We've talked about the Superman 64 for the N64. Sorry,
we're choking to death.
What is? Yeah, we're choking to death. In the last 2 years, let's narrow it down to like the Quest, for instance.
Okay.
What is the drop dead game of the Quest?
Medal of Honor for me. Oh, do you mean like the one that was disappointing or the one that was really good? Sorry.
No, the one that turned out to be just bollocks. Like huge hype, lots of money.
Yeah.
Well, you stole my one.
Sorry.
God damn it.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I haven't bought any Quest games ever.
Rid has to be one, right?
Yeah, we're gonna talk. Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that.
I haven't played. I don't think any of us have played that, have we?
And that's a big Codemasters.
Yeah, so
that's a
like
big company. That's a big company. How could they get it so wrong? Actually, we should ask. I know PD's in the chat, and he's made quite a few videos on Grid Legends, and he seems to like it. But yeah, that's interesting.
PD seems to like it.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Obviously, there'll be a bit of a delay, but he's probably going to shout out in one of our chats in a minute.
Yeah, I thought he didn't like Grid Legends.
I might be
pretty sure.
Videos. It might be.
If you were to make if you were a betting man and just betted on, the likelihood of someone not liking it, I think it's a reasonable assumption to put your $1 million on not liking it.
Sorry, PD's just said, just put up in my chat, and basically it's a load of turd emojis with a purple toad emoji at the back. So sorry, PD. I thought it was you.
Oh, you could have been wrong there, mate.
Yeah, I've actually remembered it wasn't PD. It was Blue Bottles, who's a friend of mine, and one of my channel members. So I think Blue Bottles liked it. Sorry, PD.
Yeah, no, Blue Bottles does.
Sorry, you've just had someone in your chat, Real Mega Man. I don't recognise the name. Sorry, dude. Hello, by the way. Are you trying to say that Red Matter 2
was crap?
Was a bad game? I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, mate. I really liked that game.
I've played Red Matter on Quest 2, excellent. PC, excellent. And I've also got the Pico 4 version, which is very good game. All right, yeah, he's saying it's a very good game. Yeah, sorry, Real Man. We
okay.
Misunderstood.
Yeah, no, that's fine then, mate. Like, it would be a bit weird to say that was like the Superman 64 or the ET of the Quest era. That would be a really hard thing to defend, that statement.
Well, I did say to Mac a while back. Sorry, Matt. I said to you, I did ask you. I said, "Is Medal of Honor that bad? Like, if it was a tenner, I would buy it just to play the campaign." You were just like, "Don't bother."
Nah, don't bother. It's shit. There's a couple of good levels. There's a level where you're on a train. There's like some really good little interactions, like where the chef throws a knife at you, and then when you shoot him, his mate goes, "Oh, Gunter, Gunter," and then he runs in and you shoot him, and it's like quite good action. There's like a little section where you're getting bombed by Stukas, and you have to like shoot them with this AA gun. There's a really good level where you're in a missile, like a Nazi missile silo, and it's like all smoke and flames, and you come up against these guys in gas masks, but the frame rate drops to about 10 frames per second because obviously you can't handle it. But no, Medal of Honor is a massive steaming turd of a game. There. That's all I can describe it as. If N64 Superman
there's Max review,
and
guys.
then ET had a baby, it would be the big steaming turd that was Medal of Honor. And I'm a massive Medal of Honor fan, so... Psh.
Yeah, so was I. I loved the old Medal of Honors. I really did. It was such a shame.
Yeah. I remember playing it on the PlayStation, and like a Nazi, I threw a grenade at a Nazi, and he kicked it back at me, and I remember being absolutely blown away by that. That was like, wow, I threw a grenade, he didn't just stand there and look at it, he actually kicked it back. Medal of Honor, fucking great game. But, sorry.
They don't make them like that anymore, do they?
They don't. No, so...
There's so many...
So, sorry, what was his name? Real Me Gameman 2001. Red Matter 2 on Pico 4, if you get a chance to play it, it is better than the PC version. And honestly, it is incredible how they've managed to put that game onto a standalone headset and make it look better than a PC VR game. It's just astonishing. So, yeah, there you go. If you have a Pico 4, buy Red Matter 2 and play it. You'll be absolutely blown away. I'm a Pico 4 fan. What can I say?
Yeah, I am continuing to be a Pico 4 fan. To the point where I'm going to try and install... Where is it? Where's the thing?
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
it's the Dementia Podcast. It's the Dementia Podcast.
Here we go.
Oh, you've got that!
I'm going to try installing this live this week, I think.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Did they send that to you?
Where you have to rip off the back. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
You said, you actually
Let's
said...
see if I can break another one.
You said when we went down to Pico that's what you wanted to do, was rip off the back of a Pico to see whether you could fiddle with it. So now you can do it live. So we can
I've got a good reason to do it.
We can watch you catch fire on a live stream. Fantastic. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I've had my Pico for a month now. Is it a month? Yeah. It's been good. The Mindex has come in handy, though. The index has come in handy above the other two in certain situations. So,
but you've sold your Mindex, haven't you?
No.
Oh, look at his face! Is he being genuine? Is that a poker face? Did you accept the?
I haven't.
Oh, you haven't. Oh, I thought you accepted that.
No.
So you're still Mama Mindex, and you're not Purple Pico yet.
Still, yeah. And the more I put it on, because I stopped putting it on when I got the Pico, but the more I put it on, I'm like, do I want to get rid of this? Like, it's come in handy for a few different things, and it's just like plug and play, don't have to piss about with stuff.
Yeah.
Certain games don't run on virtual desktop, or they don't work on wired, or they don't work on these standalone headsets, and some games, the clarity like in the distance is 100 times better. So, yeah, apparently that's meant to be good on that. Yeah. So, let's see. You know, if I get access to that, then I can do a comparison for you, Mac. But do you want to talk about that now?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it. If any of the devs of Ghost of Tabor are in the chat, or any of our chats, I've got access, but Indy doesn't. Do you have access, Shuey? I don't know. You haven't played it yet, have you?
I do, yes. It was another thing. No, it was something up once again. Today had planned, right? Go and get the new headset. Go, come home, and then play some Windlands, and then play some Ghost of Tabor. And I didn't play either of those things.
Yeah, that's acceptable because because
that was disappointing.
So. Right, so any of the devs of Ghost of Tabor, Indy hasn't got access to it. So right, Ghost of Tabor. very excited about Ghost of Tabor. I pestered and pestered and pestered to get access. In the end, I think it was Clickster that got me access to it. If it wasn't Clickster, I do apologise to whoever it was. The devs are super involved in the Discord. I've had multiple conversations with the CEO called Scott of Combat Waffle Studios. The alpha went live on Saturday last week. They have updated the game 4 times since the alpha started because it was pretty janky when it started. The first update was better. The second update brought in a problem where the game crashed after an hour, and if you were out raiding and you had all your gear on, because you can have a helmet, you can have MVGs, you can have a chest rig with mag pouches, pistols, like an assault rifle with red dot sights and lasers and all that sort of stuff. If the game crashed while you were out raiding, gone. And that was really, really disappointing. I live streamed it after the second update and got to the point where I had no money left. So I just had to jump into the game wearing just a backpack and fuck all else, and then hoped that I picked weapons up while I was out raiding. They updated it again. That caused a few problems. They've since done a 4th update, and I was supposed to play today, but I didn't get a chance. So whether that's fixed the crashing and the disappearing guns and the guns appearing with weird magazines in them that you can't unload, and weapon attachments that you can't take off, spawning into the raid fully equipped and then having all of your equipment stripped off, spawning into the raid and your hands can't grip because they're just basically doing this constantly, not being able to pick things up off the floor. It's very buggy, and it is an alpha, and you have to accept these things happen in an alpha. But when it works, when it works, it's fucking amazing, right? So like 50% of the time, your experience is spoilt by bugs, and then the 50% of the time that it isn't spoilt by bugs, you maybe get killed half of that time. But when you raid and you come back with a load of loot and you feel like you've had a good fight, you've had a few clutch moments, and you've managed to get out with like a shit ton of loot and some really cool guns. Like they've got like Vectors, they've got M249s, they've got World War II weapons like an MP40, they've even got an MG42. There's an AUG, which I still haven't got. I had one in my hands. I
saw that in your stream.
And I fell off a fucking ladder and died. I had the gun and I was heading for the exfil, and I looked, mistimed a grab, and just fell 3 stories straight down and died. And I had this beautiful AUG on my chest rig, and I was so devastated. But at the moment, you can only play in this one area called the Silo, which is more of a CQB game area, which I don't think kind of suits the gameplay, because I think it would better suit open world. And there are 3 other levels. There are 2 other levels. There's the Silo, there's Tabor Island, and there's like a sort of village foresty area. And I think if once they open those up, that's going to make the game, once they fix the bugs, that's going to make the game into the sort of Escape from Tarkov that I really want. So at the moment, 75% frustration and 25% elation, because when it works so well. So when they get rid of the bugs, and then you have that experience consistently, and you can go into a raid with your pals, which you can't do at the moment. So good, but so frustrating at the same time.
Yeah, there's 2 months still, isn't there? It comes out.
It's not coming out until March. I think it's like 60 odd days until it releases. But like I said, the alpha already started on Saturday, and they've updated the game 4 times in that space. So they're extremely active. If there's a crash, you can put a bug report in and like type in what you were doing, and they do actually get back to you on Discord nearly straight away. I think me and Fitz were playing, and we were reporting that every hour there would be a crash. The next day there was an update to fix that crash. So, yeah, they're working really hard. What I would say to them is don't release a playtest over the weekend. I'd do it on a Monday, because all the guys were complaining, all the developers were complaining that they were actually working over the weekend. The wives were like, so do it on a Monday, so you're actually at work while the playtest is going on. Yeah, but so much potential. Yeah, it's my kind of game. Yeah. Okay, Ghost of Tabor. Wow.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
actually
I'm
agree
looking
with
forward.
what Fitz said.
Sorry?
Rather than, I actually agree with what Fitz has just said in your chat. Rather than having like Escape from Tarkov in VR, I would rather have Squad.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know what Squad is. I know Squad is a game, but I've never. What's the difference?
It's a really
Squad
hardcore
is like
military
the
FPS. Sorry,
ultimate
Chewy.
milsim.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. It's just a hardcore milsim.
yeah.
Right.
I
Like,
do.
probably the best milsim in existence. To be honest,
I do have problems with Ghost of Tabor because I think they're trying to be so hardcore that it makes it difficult. So, for example, I played airsoft for a long time. So I would have my rifle and I'll be shooting, and then I would, if I ran out of ammunition, I'll take my magazine off and have a dump pouch in my back there. And you just take your magazine off, stick it in your dump pouch, put a new magazine in, and then carry on shooting. In Ghost of Tabor, they don't have a dump pouch, so you have to take it. And then bearing in mind, everything you carry is precious. You have to take your magazine off, drop it, because you don't, in a firefight, you don't have time to take your backpack off. Oh, you can't actually take your backpack off and unload your mag at the same time. You have to take the mag off, drop it on the ground, put a new mag in, make sure your gun's cocked. That's an AK, obviously. That would be an M4. Carry on the firefight, and then try and remember where you dropped the magazine, and then go back and try and pick the bloody thing off the ground. So I think they've gone. So Into the Radius is a great example. It had a great backpack, just one of the best backpacks in VR. You could take the backpack off and let it go. It would stay in front of you. You could put things in it. You could take things out of it, and then you could just walk off, and the backpack would automatically go back to your back. In Ghost of Tabor, the amount of times that I've took my backpack off, put things in my backpack, not put it back properly on my back, walked away, and then gone to get my backpack out and thought, where the fuck's my backpack? And I had to do a 180 and go back and find my backpack, and it's just lying there because I didn't put it back on my shoulder properly. It should just be like Into the Radius and Walking Dead, where you just put your backpack in front of you, it stays there, you can do what you want, just walk off and it goes onto your back straight away. It has a lot of problems, but the developers are aware. Yeah, Squad. That's a really good idea from Fitz. Yeah, I like that. Sorry, I'm going to stop talking now because I've been talking for 10 minutes about Ghost of War. I'm very excited about the game. Yeah, I'm very excited about the game. It's got loads of potential.
Yeah, you're the only one that's played it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the outdoor levels and being able to play with other people. I think that's just going to be awesome.
Oh, right. So
it'll make it more DayZ-esque, which will be quite good.
I love DayZ, yeah.
Fitz has clarified what he said. He said he wants squads in Ghosts because...
Oh, okay.
Not Squad the game.
The whole idea of Ghost of Tabor is it's like Tarkov. You can team up with up to 3 other players and then go raiding, which is why the game is so hard, because you can go like, so speech is spatially aware. So if you can hear somebody shooting and then you can hear them talking, you can actually say, hello, friendly. And then you're like, yeah, come around the corner. And you come around the corner and there's some guys there and they're like, oh, good, what are you doing? Oh, I've got this, I've got that. And that was like part of the best parts of Ghost of Tabor, was when I actually ran into other players who were friendly, and then we teamed up, and the raid was like fun and interesting because you had somebody was covering your left, somebody was covering your right. I'm going to go over there and loot that, right? I'll cover you while you're doing that. And then you would go to the exfil point, and then you would go back to your own safe house, and you would lose that contact with those players. So currently you cannot squad up in Ghost of Tabor, but it is going to be a fundamental part of the game. But they're just trying to sort the small bugs out in the meantime. I'm going to stop talking about Ghost of Tabor.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, the open. So for me, it's all about the open world and the bigger maps and playing with other people. That'll be great. Because Daisy, I did put a lot of hours into.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody has watched the stream where I lost my shit when I found the org, that is what Ghost of Tabor is about. It's about finding that amazing piece of loot that you've been like searching for so long, and then trying to get it out of the exfil without getting killed. It's so tense. It's like, yeah, it's really good. Okay, I'm going to shut up about Ghost of Tabor now. Sorry, I've said that twice.
The third time.
Anything else you want to add about it?
No. Quest Pro price drop.
Yes.
Go.
Just before we do, just before, nothing to do with Ghost of Tabor. Blue Bottles in Indy's chat. I've pulled over on a very busy road to say Grid Legends is mental. Forget the graphics. It's an Xbox 2022 game on the Quest. Port, yes, but if you can be ported, but if that can be ported, what else? Back to driving.
Okay, mate.
The fact that Blue was listening to the podcast whilst
yeah.
driving, stopped driving just to drive the
Hold
point
on,
home.
yeah, but is he talking about driving in VR? Was he playing Grid Legends or was he actually driving?
I assume driving.
It was. I apologise because they don't look anything like each other, and I have met both of them. Paradise Decay does not look anything like Blue Bottles. It was actually Blue Bottles that said he loved Grid Legends. It wasn't Paradise Decay.
Yeah.
Obviously, Paradise just posted a load of turd emojis.
Yeah, I mean it's full of content, that's for sure. But I think people look past the graphics, and there is a lot there, basically. But I've never seen it, so I can only take the words of people that have played it, like Blue Bottles and Paradise Decay, because I know for sure none of us have had a go. So
yeah,
but yeah, the meta price drop.
Meta Quest Pro price drop.
How long has it been out?
2 months?
2 months?
Maybe
October?
3?
It came out after.
Was it October?
It might have been October.
It came out after Pico 4. So I'm thinking it might have
Yeah,
been
but
late
it came
October.
out just. The Connect was October.
Remember.
The Connect was October 12th, I want to say.
I'll just quickly Google it. Hold on.
Like,
So that we're not.
But either way,
incorrect.
like it. Yeah, but maximum 3.5 months. Okay, this is dead air. Maximum 3.5 months.
Yeah,
and it's already dropped.
Yeah, late October.
$400.
Yeah, £300.
It's dropped $400.
How would you feel as an early adopter? Because I know. Right. So again, Paradise Decay has one, but I think he's an ambassador, so I think he got his supplied. But if you'd paid £1,500 and then the price dropped $400, £300 in the first 2 months, you would feel aggrieved. Do you not agree?
I would be finding a reason to try and get a refund for it.
Yeah.
So here's an interesting story. Sadly, it's Bradley. He bought one. He didn't get one. I don't know why they didn't send him one. I mean, he's a huge YouTuber. He bought one $1,500 and sold it a week later. He actually didn't sell it. He sent it back and got a refund. And then somebody was reselling one on eBay and he picked it up for $1,100 and he got a load of shit for rebuying the Quest Pro at a lower price. I mean, like a load of shit. Like the load of shit that only the internet can do to you. And his tweet yesterday was absolutely genius because he said that, well, can you criticize me now because I rebought the Quest Pro at $1,100? It's now $1,100. Yeah.
I doubt
still-
you get your money back. You won't get your money back. They'll send you a refurbished version. That's what it.
Yeah.
That's.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Paradise Decay said Meta are offering the price difference back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
If that's the so that's an official announcement, I assume, PD. If so, like then fair play to them.
Yeah.
Like that's good. That's great.
Yeah.
That means Meta aren't being complete dicks.
Like they normally are.
But then why? Hang on. Let's do the maths on this, right? So 15. How many headsets do we know have sold? Does anyone know? Because their aim was 3 million in the first year, I believe.
Okay.
I think it's published anywhere.
It never is.
Have
You
a
just
look.
have to kind of guess through
let's
supply chains.
Let's assume. Okay.
Rob's just said in
I
your
think
chat,
it's fair
Water
to
sold about 10.
Hang on. Calculator.
Yeah.
Let's
PD,
do
PD
some
says
mathy math.
PD says it's official. So you basically get the
Okay,
price of
that's
the Quest
cool.
Pro controllers back. That's okay.
Okay, so $400 times by, let's say, what do you think is a conservative number for this? Honestly,
Well, it hasn't sold.
I couldn't even.
I mean, like the Quest 2 sold like 1 million in the first wave. There's no way. There's no way that
Nah.
that sold at that price.
okay, let's say I reckon conservative is 100K.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
thinking.
I reckon that's reasonable.
Yeah.
So I know this is basic math, right? But that's $40 million.
Yeah, Simon V reckons 50 to 100,000. Oh, then
Okay,
Weeble,
so let's
right. So Weeble's just made a good point there. Maybe the initial price was inflated, and £1,100 is the true price.
Well, then why sell it at 1,500?
Because
And
they
then
need to
give your money back to everyone.
Yeah, and they need to make the money, and then sell that horrible, shitty face gasket for $50 that you could have got off Etsy for a tenner. Because you know about that, don't you? The light blocking.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So Walking Dead said
maybe-
that the sale's only a week.
Oh. So
Yeah,
hang on.
yeah, I
They're,
did read
so
that, yeah.
this is still confusing then. So this is still confusing the shit out of me. So early adopters have spent $1,500.
Yeah.
The sale is on for a week at $1,100.
Yes.
They're going to refund everybody that wants it $400.
Yes.
And then it's going to go back up to $1,500.
Yes. So, you know when you said that Meta hadn't made a shit decision?
Yeah, Meta have made a really shit decision. This is hurting my fucking head, boys. I suddenly thought maybe what they're doing is reducing it down in order to compete with the HTC Vive Elite.
Yeah, which...
Because that's $1,100.
Yeah,
but then
it
it
is.
doesn't have face tracking, does it? Which
No.
you can get the face tracking module later on for an extra $300 or whatever it's going to be.
And it is
if HTC
HTC
takes off
as
with a
well.
new headset, that would be crazy.
It's...
Yeah, so I don't really understand it. So hang on, so $400 million theoretically that they could be giving back, 20 million on the really ultra low end conservative point.
Okay.
They could be giving back $20 million. I just want to do so 20, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's 2 million.
Right, so just Paradise Decay said
$20 million.
if anyone bought the Meta Quest Pro between 12, 28, 22, that's obviously an American bullshit thing. And right, so if you bought it between the 28th of December 2022 and the 27th of January 2023, 30 days prior to the promo, you get the refund.
All right, so it's not the full amount then. Okay, so yeah, so there's no way of me doing the math on this. It's fucking pointless. Like if they've sold say 10,000 units, that's 4 million. So 4 million divided by 1,500 is roughly what 20? That's about it's about 2,500 units that they're going to be giving away for free because of this sale.
Yeah. So, as Weeble would say, how much? Bloody hell!
Yeah.
Why do Meta
Oh,
keep shooting themselves in the foot? They just can't stop themselves from doing it, can they? If you're going to,
I don't understand a lot of the decisions, especially working from a sales point of view. It's like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't know how they justify stuff in their board meetings.
The only logical explanation, if this was a purposeful way of going forward, right, is that what they're doing is they're tanking the company, right, and the stocks have gone, and they're going to get to this point, right, and they're going to be like, right, we're going to stop doing silly shit now, lads. No more stupid ideas. Everyone buy Meta stock. And then a week later, they're going to be like, by the way, we've basically invented the Oasis. And
yeah.
Quest 3 for
to the
100
moon.
quid. Somebody, Silver Tongue Devil said, do we know if they're actually refunding the difference in cash or store credit?
Okay, so Paradise
I
Decay.
assume it must be cash, right?
Paradise Decay, who's obviously our expert, he says, I don't know about the price drop, but I'm assuming it was to make it look more appealing against the new HTC headset, which is fair because HTC just announced the headset. It's $1,100. We'll make it look like it's just as valuable. Christ, the chat's kicking off. I can't keep up. Meta lose like 3.5 billion per quarter last year. Okay, yeah. It's crazy. It's Chunk Monkey.
Okay, so there's yeah, no, I agree. Hang on, I just want to point out, and this is not attacking anyone. If you have a look in my chat, guys, there's a guy called Terrestrial VR, who you have to assume is into VR with a name like Terrestrial VR. And he said, I will not pick up the headset until Assassin's Creed or GTA release, especially after the god-awful trash that Meta and EA released with Grid Legends. I grow weary of these bland, boring, crap meta games.
Yeah.
You guys enabling this behavior of crap... No, this is the important bit. You guys enabling this behavior of crappy games is why we keep getting them. We get what you will pay for, and if you keep buying these crappy games, you will keep making them, yes? Thanks for ruining the Quest 2.
Okay. Medal of Honor.
Okay.
We have just slagged Medal of Honor up, and that is a big Quest 2 exclusive, and it was garbage. So I do apologise, Terrestrial VR, but we are not bigging up Quest 2 shitty games. We are calling out Quest 2 shitty games in the podcast right now, and we've done it already. So
yeah.
The thing is, you don't need Assassin's Creed and GTA in order for something to be a good game.
No, you don't.
Like, I've played tons of great games on the MetaQuest. Like, just because it doesn't have, like, the top-end graphics or it doesn't have, like, the massive open-world stuff doesn't make a game bad. Like, some of my favourite games are super chill, simple games.
Yeah. Shores
like,
of Lockheed.
I mean, a good example that Yeah, Tentacular was amazing. In Death Unchained is a fantastic game that I keep going back to over and over and over and over again because it gets certain things great, and we have to start somewhere, right? Yeah, Demio is an amazing game.
Yeah, Demio is a great game. Red Matter 2 on Quest 2 is flipping unbelievable. And I actually, when I did my review, I said, I believe they can do Half-Life 2. They can do Half-Life Alyx on a standalone headset because Red Matter 2 was so good, and the physics of the graphics was so good. I think they could do Half-Life Alyx on a Quest 2 or a Pico 4, and I put my stamp on that. I did it in my review. Yeah, there's no such thing as shitty games.
Yeah.
It's just developers not looking at what they can do with what we've got, which is the problem. People always look forward. Oh, PSVR 2 or Decard or Quest 3. Quest 2 is a fucking awesome headset. It's awesome. You know.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I've only actually ever bought 2 Quest games, so I haven't played all these games you guys have. So, but yeah, I mean, if a game's crap on Oculus, you'll say it in a review. We'll talk about it on this all the time. It doesn't matter what platform it is. If a game is no good, it's no good.
Yeah.
So
and that's one of the things that all of us, I mean, me, Shuey, and Indy, is like the core of our channels is to be honest about what we're talking about, because at the end of the day, it's other people's money that we're spending. So if I say a game's great and it's shit, and you go and buy it and you're like, oh, I had a really bad experience, you might not go back into VR again, right? And to me, that is the wrong thing to do. So taking the example of Medal of Honor, there were a lot of people who had early access to Medal of Honor who said it was brilliant. We won't mention any names. I played it. It was a great big steaming pile of shite. And I said that in my review. Because I don't want people to spend...
I didn't make it more than an hour through that game.
Nah,
that was garbage.
I don't want people to... Like, 50...
The multiplayer was all right.
£50, 50 gigabytes download. And people who had 64 gigabyte Quest 2s, which were £299 at the time the game released, I don't want them to spend that money on that big steaming pile of shit. We try to hold our integrity together, and comments like that really annoy me. Sorry, Terrestrial VR. I hope we can get into a sensible conversation. Okay. Quest Pro, done.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Who bought...
There's Terrestrial VR's 5 minutes of fame.
No, it's not his 5 minutes of fame. It's his opinion. And, you know, you have to value everybody's opinion. Who actually bought a Quest Pro? Because all the people I know who have Quest Pro are ambassadors and got...
Walking Dead.
Yeah, Walking Dead. Walking Dead bought one. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Fitz bought the Pro controllers and then said he never used them.
Yeah. He never used them?
No, he said he said he used them about 3 or 4 times, and now he's thinking about selling them.
Alakazam's got a Quest Pro.
Alakazam, is he on my chat? Oh, right, okay. Okay, Alakazam, how do you feel about the Quest Pro? Because it's getting a lot of shit at the moment. Oh, Fitz did. Oh. I thought you just bought the controllers, mate. Have done a few times now. I don't know what Fitz is talking. I don't know whether he's bought the Quest Pro controllers, whether he's bought the Quest Pro. Just go and kill some people on contractors. Yeah, Walking Dead bought one. Fitz says it's great for contractors.
Okay.
Okay, Alakazam said he loves it.
Okay.
I just think the price is why people crap on it. Okay, that's a fair point. It is expensive. Right, should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on. Okay, no one's going to pick a topic.
Hey, I'm just looking.
I've got a list of topics.
We're going to move on. Just dead silence.
I don't want to dominate the chat. Should we talk about something positive?
All right, let's. Okay.
Positive. That doesn't feel like us.
PSVR.
What about the P?
2?
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, do you want to talk about your?
So, Serge,
PSVR 2.
what is your stance on the PSVR 2 at this particular moment in time?
You sound so angry, like super low key, just seething rage.
Are you talking about me?
Anybody who is in the chat doesn't know.
Because you're just like, do you want to talk about your PSVR 2?
I was reading something. No, it's for you guys. You guys are the PSVR boys, so go for it. The lineup.
It's So anybody that doesn't know, when Indy rebranded, I convinced him to sell his PS5 because there weren't going to be any indie games on the PSVR 2. And now I completely changed my mind and invested quite heavily in PSVR 2. So what is your stance on the PSVR 2 going forward, Mr. Surgical, Indie VR?
Well, I think my index is still on eBay. But just like I said, stuff like happened in the past couple of weeks where my index really did come in handy.
Yeah.
And then I did put it on. I was like, oh my God, the audio. Oh my God, the comfort and just the simplicity of plug and play. I did get an offer for my Index. I didn't accept it because I thought it's too low. But let's see. I'm still really
too low.
So for
£670.
I sold mine 6 months ago for £700.
So they are going for $750 steadily at this point in time. So I thought, no, okay. And then I played Population 1 yesterday with Crash. Had some wicked games, had some real fun. Because I tried to play on the Pico, and it's just like you've got to learn the whole game again. But it's not all about that because I don't play it that often. But it's stuff where I played a certain game where the draw distance was really important, and you couldn't get it on the Pico, you couldn't get it on the Quest 2 with a virtual desktop, fiddle with everything, wide in, put the Index on, and it was like, there you go, straight away. And for the stuff that I do, a lot of indie games, it's Steam and Quest. I don't know with the PlayStation, like on the long run, the PSVR 2 with all the indie stuff, and not being able to play certain games, not loads, but certain games that I get from that are coming out or that are doing my channel. It's just like, is it worth the trade-off of the hassle of having to get really angry and play around with stuff on virtual desktop and then not get the results? Because there is a difference for me anyway. I see the difference.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, let's see. Maybe I'll take it down. Maybe someone might buy it right now. I'll share my link in all of your chats. Someone might buy
it. You've made me sad. Crash never invites me to play Pop 1 anymore.
No, it was
I've been left in the dark.
It was a random stream. I haven't played him for ages. I just thought, let me just ask Crash.
Yeah,
He's like, yep,
no, he's trying to make me feel good now. But Crash doesn't want to play with Shuey anymore. He's moved on to better and badder things.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing is like, because my birthday's coming up and stuff, and then it could be possible. But then a lot of people are just saying in my community saying, don't get rid of the Index. Just like, okay.
Well, if that's what your community wants, is for you not to have a PSVR 2, that feels quite mean, community. Yes. Why would you do this to him?
Donate right now and help Indy
Shambassadors in the making.
Help Indy to buy his PSVR 2. So I mean, from my perspective, I have a PS5. I went out and bought one specifically with the PSVR 2 in mind.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, after I told Indy to sell his PS5. And then I also went out and pre-ordered the Fnatic GT DD Pro wheel, which is fucking stupidly expensive, for my sim rig, which you can just see the leg of my sim rig there, to replace my aging Thrustmaster TX wheel. So I've gone all in. It's actually cost me about £1,800 at the moment, which is a big investment, but I think it's going to help my channel. That's the reason I've done it. So, Shuey, you have been streaming PS5 games in advance of your PSVR 2 arriving, so that everything will be seamless. How's that gone with you?
So far, it's all pretty much glorious.
There is just one button press.
Genuinely. Sorry, for what specifically?
To stream, or are you using a capture card? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm using a capture card.
Okay.
So mine is literally I turn it on and it just works. Like all of my audio comes directly through my PC. So I haven't got to piddle about with that. It's pretty wonderful, to be honest. Like everything's just gravy and easy. I think discussing with chat will become harder unless PlayStation implements something more specific geared towards VR content creators.
I think when I streamed my PSVR, the chat pops up. Like, I don't know. To be honest, that was so basic. On the PSVR 2, they're going to make it really streamer friendly. They're not going to do a Quest 2 on that. It's going to be really streamer friendly.
Yeah, I've actually.
I really hope they
will be.
I haven't streamed on my PS5 yet. Excuse me, but there is an option to have speech chat while you're streaming. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Hang on. So no. So how does the streaming work for PS5 then?
Okay, so basically,
native streaming.
Yeah, you link your YouTube or Twitch channel to the PS5, and then there's a list of options that you can do. One of them actually is to have speech chat. So you can have your YouTube or Twitch speech like you would when you're normally streaming and have the speech chat window open. That actually works. So you could stream, you get the gameplay, you get speech chat. If you have the camera, you can do the green screen thing. But that's another £50.
You mean the PlayStation 5 camera?
PlayStation 5 camera, yeah. That's another £50.
Oh god,
pounds.
damn it, yeah.
So to be fair, I mean, you've gone down the same route as I have. I've got an Elgato capture card, and that's how I'm going to do my PSVR 2 streaming through my PC and then through OBS, because that's what I'm used to. But yeah, apparently you can just.
But then chat becomes more difficult, so.
It does, yeah. But apparently the PS5 controller, there's just a button you can just press, and you can just start streaming. But then you can't do a scheduled stream. You can't do a thumbnail. You can't post it on Twitter. It's just like, I am streaming right now, bang, and it just goes out. So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
PSVR 2 has a cable. Don't worry about it. Get over it. Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't like. I'm cable with my index, and I've got Quest 2 and Pico and all that, and I still prefer cable with my index. You guys think I'm mad, but I actually prefer it. It's just plug and play, no pissing about, and then you don't have issues with having to play around with this setting and that setting, and then crashes and all that kind of stuff. But virtual desktop is obviously brilliant, but I just prefer wide.
Yeah, I mean,
But then I do.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, when I stream on the Pico, it is virtual desktop, and most of the time. But I still prefer the wide. Doesn't make a difference to me because I'm in the same play space. If I go over there, or if I go over there, and the Pico pass-through Mac, I haven't used it since the first day I got it. I still just lift my thing over my head. It's just a habit. I just haven't used it.
Pico pass-through is really
so
good.
simple, just to go tap though.
Yeah, but when I did try it, it was just like I don't know where the sweet spot is.
Just use your actual controller and just make it. It's like bash, bash,
bang,
and then it works.
Nice.
Oh my
But obviously,
God.
like wireless with the like where every game works, where I don't have to use my index for certain games, that would be perfect. One day.
Yeah, I mean,
did you guys see that we've had another game added to the roster for PSVR 2?
When, today or?
Yeah, in the last couple of days, we've had Pavlov.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. And then what about the mods though?
Here's the interesting thing, right? Is I was watching a video today on the Pavlov recent update, like within the last couple of weeks, and the update apparently is fucking garbage to the point of like detrimental to the game, which is quite worrying, really, because like Pavlov on PC was lacking in content, but it was still a better system, in my opinion, than Pavlov Shack on the Quest. But Pavlov Shack is where all the updates are going because obviously there are more customers there.
Yeah.
Which I understand from a business point of view, but from a developer point of view, it's pretty shitty, in my opinion. Sort of similar thing that we had with Zero Caliber, where the PC crowd just got left in the dark for ages because, Quest system sells. And this guy was just like, so it's coming to PSVR 2, and that's super good because obviously that will refill the lobbies and refill the servers and all this business. But then, how I think most of the mod stuff in Pavlov is server side. So that shouldn't be a problem. Like, you should be able to access everything. And if they add some like cool haptic features, then it might be worth like the 15-20 quid that people are going to have to spend on it. Because if they're getting in early, they're getting on the ground floor on I think February 22nd. Like they're not dicking about. They're not waiting for until the PSVR 2's been out a while. So they're going to be like, it's possible that they're going to be the premier Call of Duty style shoot 'em up for at least the first couple of months on the PSVR 2, which may make and it's going to be crossplay as well. I think
mods.
Yeah, as I said, the mods are server side for the most part on Pavlov.
Okay, so so the problem I have here is that you've got all of the Call of Duty, like in contracts, you've got all the Call of Duty maps, and that's IP, which I don't know how contractors gets away with it, but somebody from Call of Duty is eventually going to go, oh, hold on, that's not right, that's our IP. Because people are just making Call of Duty mods. They're putting Call of Duty maps into contractors. It's a mod. You can download it. You can play it. It's fucking incredible. Pavlov was going along the same lines because we played the Kino de Toten, remember, way back. The Kino de Toten.
I really need to play that again.
Call of Duty, yeah, and that was incredible. I can't see Sony allowing that on their platform because there's like a legal issue. There has to be a legal issue if people are just making maps that are copies of other companies' IP. So, I mean, I want contractors on PSVR 2, I really do. But will it be the contractors that's on PC VR, or will it be just the base contractors game? Which, to be fair, it's okay, but it's the Call of Duty maps and the Star Wars Jedi Ninja maps and the stuff that we played when we were live streaming that makes it interesting. So are they going to allow that? I don't know. Any thoughts?
Is it Sony, isn't it? And then it's all those other... Oh man, it's a tough one. I don't know if they'll slowly release little dribs and drabs, or it'd be good if there was more info on that.
Okay, so if you're Infinity Ward and you're making Call of Duty Warzone and there's like millions of people playing your game, and then you realize that some VR game that you haven't noticed is copying everything that you do, like not the devs but the mod community, you're not going to go, well, you can't do that, we'll shut you down. Dead air.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of really sort of... I don't know how you respond to those types of questions, you know?
But it needs to be done.
It's the same when we were talking about the Quest Pro.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, okay. Let's
move on.
Let's move away from it.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on. Right. So, what have I got? Right, PSVR 2 launch lineup. Do you want to talk about that?
Launch lineups, okay. Like, I obviously you've got Horizon Call of the Mountain, which is just going to be, it's great. It's a system seller. It's going to look good. They're literally using everything that the PSVR 2 has available to it in order to make it the best 8-hour game of whatever. Like it's really, it's using the facial haptics, it's using the what do you call it, the dynamic rendering,
foveated
rendering, sorry, yes, thank you. It's using the awesome triggers. Yeah, that's going to be great. I think an interesting one, which I assumed was going to be a PlayStation exclusive, but it's not. Is going to be the Hello Neighbor game. I thought that would be a really, if they had that as a exclusive, I think that would have been a decent sort of launch exclusive.
Hello
But
Neighbor,
that was quite good to me. You don't know the Hello Neighbor series?
No, never.
So the Hello,
really popular.
I mean, it's definitely not for your age range. It's not aimed at people like you, to be fair, Mac.
Are you saying I'm elderly?
I'm saying
you
that it
young
is
whippersnapper.
a family. The Hello Neighbor series is a family-friendly horror exploration game, I guess.
Okay.
Where you have to sneak into your creepy neighbor's house for one reason or another. And in this case, it's to rescue your friend, I think. But yeah, it's super family friendly. It's very cartoony. Yeah, on the whole, it looks really good. I think something like that would work really well in VR, so I'm looking forward to that one.
What are you guys? What are the first games you're going to buy? Like,
I've already bought Call of the Mountain.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, he's got some GT7. I'm betting is what he's grabbing.
How did you know?
Yeah, 100%.
And
100%.
Village.
Resident Evil Village. Yeah, I need to actually go and buy Resident Evil Village because I think that's going to be one of the ones that I play very, very soon after release.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I can't afford the like steering wheel setup and everything at the moment, so I'm gonna steer clear of Gran Turismo at the moment.
Yeah. Plus, you need to grind Gran Turismo
What
for
about,
about 20 hours as well before it actually gets good. That's another subject.
Yeah, you got to get all the licenses and stuff, haven't you? Get through that kind of stuff.
All right, Paradise Decay just
What
said
about
Madison got announced for PSVR 2 today. I don't know what that is.
Oh, I don't know what that is either. Let's have a look.
Sorry, PD. Yeah, so the 3 games I'm looking forward to on PSVR 2 launch, they're not PSVR 2 they're not PSVR 2 exclusives, but Call of the Mountain is. Gran Turismo in VR, I think is going to be amazing, and obviously Resident Evil Village. I'm looking forward to crapping my pants in VR 2, because that is like built from the ground up. Unlike Hitman, which we still haven't had an announcement whether it's going to be PSVR 2 compatible. They've just announced that it's now being called Hitman Assassin's World or something. There's like a big rebrand where you get all 3 games bundled and it works in VR, but it's not been announced for PSVR 2 yet. And it's a fucking massively missed opportunity, because if they did, then that is like 100+ hours of gameplay if they actually implemented VR properly, not the shit PSVR crap that we got for PC VR, where you couldn't grab, you had to press a button to grab people on the neck. Instead of pressing the grip button to grab somebody on the neck, you had to put your hands out and press a button, and if you were at the wrong distance, you'd actually slap them instead of grabbing them, or you didn't grab them because you were too far away. It was... Oh.
I think they will eventually bring it to the PS.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
I think they would, and they might actually fix it.
If they port it to PSVR 2, I think it's going to be the fucking janky shit PSVR version, and they'll do it for the money.
100%.
Yeah, so 100%. They'll do it for the money. Hitman 3 in VR, Game of the Year on Steam.
Yes, that was great. That was awesome.
I'm just trying to trigger Shuey because I know he's going to lose his shit.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to say a single fucking thing.
What about
put the link in the description?
Yeah. What about games like Kayak Mirage? Because that was obviously awesome on, on PC and stuff.
It is.
Would you guys buy that?
No. How much is it going to cost? See? How much is it going to cost?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Kayak Mirage on Steam was £20, which is an absolute bargain for what you get. The game is unbelievably amazing. It's like quite simply the best graphics I've ever seen in a VR game. But PSVR 2, how much is it going to cost? £50? No, I would never buy it for £50. That's not worth it. Never.
I reckon 30 quid, 35 maybe.
Mm,
There's no real. I mean, if you buy the bundle right with Horizon, and if you don't buy it, it's like a 50 quid difference, isn't it?
yeah,
If you buy the PSVR 2 with or without.
Yeah.
yeah.
So that gives you a kind of a gauge, and then maybe give or take £10, maybe.
I just didn't think that I could pass up Call of the Mountain.
No, of course not.
I
No.
was going to buy
Yeah.
it regardless, so I was just
Yeah.
like, sod it, might as well
Get
buy
it.
it as the bundle
Yeah.
and get the cool bundle pack.
It's experience.
Yeah.
So
What about No Man's Sky?
no,
Yeah.
absolutely not. I've got that on PC VR. If I want to play it in VR,
What?
I'll just go and do that.
No, I'm actually considering playing it on PlayStation.
Oh, are you?
I like the idea of foveated rendering and facial haptics.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can now see, yeah, okay. Oh, and I mean that's like 40, 50, 60 hours of gameplay in there just pissing around and not actually doing anything.
There's loads to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
there is a story in that, and then there's obviously it's infinite. There's so much stuff you can do in that. So there's a lot of content in that game, and a
Yeah.
lot of people watch it and play it.
I mean, I think on
Another
No
one,
Man's,
yeah.
on No Man's Sky, with the flat screen version, I think I put about 40 hours in and didn't really do much because I was just pissing around trying to build my base on this one planet, and I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I thought it was great. It was a bit janky when it first
Tell you
released
what.
in VR. Sorry.
If they, so JS has just asked, is Elite Dangerous getting PSVR 2 reboot? I don't know. If it does, and people actually are interested, I will stream the shit out of that for months on end. Right, I'll just become the PSVR 2 Elite Dangerous streamer guy, which is good and bad, I guess.
So
I think
addictive.
Matt's
that does.
getting upset.
That
So
does.
addictive.
Yeah, I think
Oh my god!
I'm
that
pretty
game.
sure that's on the PSVR 1. I'm pretty sure that's.
Is it?
What was it?
Yeah, I've played it in VR, and I don't think it was. It might have been the PSVR 1, Elite Dangerous.
All
I
right.
need to
So
double check that.
Call the Count Tangent just said Elite cancelled all console support. No PSVR 5. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
well, fuck you then, Elite Dangerous people. Okay, yeah, so Madison is definitely one that I'm going to look out for. Switchback, I'm not sure if Switchback is exclusive or not, but I just could not care less about that game. I just don't care
I
about
have
that game whatsoever.
Yeah.
What?
I have a massive problem with the PSVR 2 launch window, and that is the amount of games that I've already played. So I know you've done a video on the PSVR 2 launch. I've done a video on the PSVR 2 launch.
Yeah.
My top 12, I played 9 of them already.
I had to go 2 more.
Yeah. Sorry. Well, I did it for a reason because, you know, what's better than 10?
I've watched it. No, I've watched the video. I know.
Yeah. So the problem I had is that the only 3 games that I hadn't played were Resident Evil Village, Call Them Out, which nobody has access to yet, and Gran Turismo 7. And all the other games, I had PC VR footage from previous reviews that I'd done on my channel. So for me, that was a very easy video to make because I just went, oh, put that in there, put that in there, put that in there. And then obviously just use the trailers like you did yourself for Resident Evil Village and Call Them Out and Gran Turismo. So I am not interested in 9 of those 12 launch videos, launch titles that I actually mentioned in my launch title video, which is a bit of a problem because how much money are they going to make off? I mean, the big ones are Call Them Out and Gran Turismo and Village for me, and also Firewall Ultra, which they haven't actually given a proper release date for yet. But how many of those games would you buy on PSVR 2 to play again? Like Kite Mirage, I'm not going to buy that on PSVR 2 because I've already got it.
I am.
Oh, okay. Have you played it on PC?
No, there are. Yeah, no, I've played it on PC, and I am going to purchase it again on PlayStation because there is something to be said for playing a game that is fully optimized for a specific system,
Yeah,
There is.
they
right?
can
Which
push it
is
a
the
lot more.
reason why you went and played Red Matter 2 again. And
Yeah,
I want
absolutely,
to
yeah.
play certain things that are dedicated to the system. Like, it's the reason why I'm not even going to play. I have a copy of Walking Dead. I'm not playing it until I play it on PSVR 2.
Right.
I'm going to dedicate an entire 2 weeks to playing that game.
Yeah, I'm not playing Walking Dead until I get the PC version. Exactly the same reason, because the Quest version was crap. Kayak VR Mirage, £70.
No, I'm not paying 70 quid for it.
Okay.
It won't be full price. Like it won't be that. It won't be like a normal game. No way they'll charge that much. I don't think.
Won't be like a normal game.
Yeah,
That's an interesting.
I don't think it would be 70.
That's an
They
interesting-
can't charge normal game prices.
Normal.
I think
like,
what
so,
you mean
yeah.
is AAA developer prices.
Yeah, like 70 quid is the
Yeah.
standard game price.
Yeah, but that's from like EA and
Yeah.
Ubisoft and.
So I reckon 35 quid, 35 quid.
See,
Kayak Mirage.
what I've done is I've
I
opened a
think
can of
Walking
worms
Dead's
here.
coming out at 35.
Yeah. Oh, you reckon? Really?
No, I think that's confirmed. I had this conversation with somebody the other day, and they went through and they schooled the shit out of me on the pricing.
This is
And
right. Yeah. So this is.
it turns out that a lot of the games that already exist are coming out at reasonable prices.
Oh, that's a game changer then, because I'm basically looking at PSVR 2 or PS. You look at PS5 games and it's like 60, 70 quid, and you're like, that's crazy money. If you are into VR, then you can just go to Steam and you can buy a game for 10, 20 quid. If you're paying £70, 50, 60, £70 for that game, then
I'm going to disagree with you here, because that schooling conversation has rewritten my entire thought process on this.
okay.
And that is, it depends on the headset.
Okay.
If the headset is as good as I'm hoping it's going to be, if it is going to be the champagne and oysters, I don't know if those two go together. I don't eat or drink either of them, but like the champagne and oysters of meals, right? Compared to the sloppy cheeseburger down at the McDonald's, then yeah, I'm going to pay the extra money in order to have there's a reason I spent £3,000 on a gaming PC, was so that I could play things that looked and felt better, more immersive.
Right, I'm gonna rewind that comment there. Is Kayak VR Mirage or Kayak Mirage VR going to be better on the PSVR 2 than on your £3,000 PC?
No.
Okay.
Well, do you know?
Possibly.
Okay.
There's a lot of answers there.
So I did a lot of I had the PS5. Gone.
Sorry, no, carry on.
Go on,
sorry
Serge.
No, I was going to say, when I had the PS5, I looked a lot into what the PS5 equivalent was to like a PC, and it is like a 2070 Super kind of. That's what from what I saw that the equivalent is. But the difference is, obviously, you've got the eye tracking, the favorite, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the difference is, when they make games, they do it in general for, like, say, a medium's graphics card. And if they're doing it just solely for the PSVR 2, they know exactly how much they can push it. Yeah. So I think it might even look better. Yeah.
The problem, right, so the reason I'm playing devil advocate there is, and I know I probably took your feet out there, is because Kayak Mirage on a 2080 Ti, which is my PC, i9, 32 gig of RAM, it looks absolutely unbelievable. So Rezol has just said in my chat, he's played Kayak VR on a 4090 and a 1080, and it looks identical.
Okay.
So I don't think the PSVR 2 version is going to look better, because that game looks so good. I don't think you'll be able to tell the difference. The The reason I'm buying a PSVR 2 is for my channel. It has nothing to do with.
That was the original reason for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at least we can sort of be honest about that. I'm buying it purely and simply because I think PSVR 2 is going to be a big thing, and I'm doing it for my channel. It's a quite a large investment. I could have maybe bought a 4090 for my PC instead, and then just carried on doing PCVR stuff. But I think PSVR 2 is, like we said, about like 2020 was that plateau. 2022 was that plateau year, and then PSVR 2 is going to be the up, and then Quest 3 at the end of the year is going to be the next big thing. So this is why you have to spend money as a content creator to push your channel forward. I don't think Kayak Mirage VR is going to look any better on the PSVR 2 than it would on PC. That's my opinion.
We'll have to wait for Shui's comparison video.
Yeah, like this will be the thing.
You got to remember,
Gamers, yeah. He is not happy with any of my conversations. Like he's can't. So
Tassos is there as well.
I agree with you. If there wasn't if it wasn't for foveated rendering, I would agree with some of your statements.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping, more than saying, hoping that foveated rendering is going to be the clincher there.
Dude, I am totally on board with you. It's a game-changing innovation, and in 2 or 3 years' time, every single headset that ever gets released has to have eye tracking and foveated rendering built in. Steam has to incorporate it. It's just it is just like it's free processing power.
Right. Okay. I think we're gonna end up in conversations that we don't need to get into tonight. But I hope you're wrong, Googly Games. I hope you are, mate. But if you are, then maybe I've just spent £1,000 on fucking shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
It's not. No. I can.
The thing is, Googly knows a lot about all this stuff as well.
Yeah,
he does know a lot about all this stuff, but we don't know how it's going to work because it's optimized for the headset and the console. So
yeah,
what else has foveated rendering that we've seen?
Like the high end stuff, like Quest Pro and the Aero, and I see what you mean. A gimmick? I'm sorry, Googly. I strongly disagree with that. Eye tracking. I don't think that's a gimmick. I think that's the future. The whole idea of the fact that you can render the way that your actual eyes work, and then it reduces the GPU load. Foveated rendering requires processing power.
We will see.
It's a gimmick.
Yeah, this is the thing. This is a pivotal time for VR.
It is.
The next month will show. Yeah. You know, in a couple of episodes' time, we'll be able to actually say from hands-on what your thoughts are. So
yeah, like
let's see.
No, I think 3 episodes. I think is going to be the pivotal point on that conversation.
Yeah.
On our own channels or on the new channel?
Oh god damn!
Don't fucking mention like
we will get on the new channel, guys. I promise. As soon as we stop being men and actually organize our shit.
Who are shit at stuff.
It's been a real struggle. Like genuinely, I was like, right, we're just gonna stream on the new channel tonight. Despite not having the new graphics or anything sorted, we're just gonna fucking do it, guys, and I'll sort it out and it'll be fine. And then I went to click stream and it was like, you have to wait 24 hours to be verified. Yeah. I was like, fuck you, YouTube. There you go. If we didn't have it before, that was our demonetization right there.
Yeah, it was.
Time to move on to another channel.
6 weeks ago, I talked to my wife and I said that we were going to move the podcast onto its separate channel. And then we were all going to like broadcast from that channel, and it's going to be great. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. And she went, nah, you're men. And she was absolutely correct. It's like 6 weeks later, we're still like, we still haven't sorted this out yet. But it's coming. The next podcast may be on the dedicated channel. May.
I think it will be.
That's a severe promise right there.
The dead silence from my protagonists on this podcast is like so the idea is that we're going to morph into this Virtually Rek't podcast channel with our own graphics and our own sort of individual sort of identity, which we are trying to create. It's not going particularly well at the moment, but we'll
sort it out.
We're fine. We're men. It'll be probably this year sometime.
But yeah, I mean, if you think of it like men do, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because we couldn't have streamed it today. So there you go.
Right, next subject.
Half-Life, Half-Life 1.
Half-Life
Half-Life 1 episode 1 VR.
Oh,
they are coming true on their promises, unlike us with the stream.
So it's Half-Life 2 episode 1. End of this quarter basically. So
do you know what I want to see happen? Genuinely, what I want to see happen.
Yeah,
this, right? They've put so much effort in. They've created Half-Life 2 VR. They've created Half-Life 2 Episode 1 VR. They're obviously going to do Half-Life 2 Episode 2 VR. I want them to recreate Episode 3 just from scratch, even if it's only a half-hour thing, and just have everyone die. Or, I don't know, Gordon Freeman turns out to be an actual psycho, and he just straight up gets everyone in a room. G-Man's there, Alex is there, Eli's there, or whoever, and just like chill, or just literally goes and clubs them to death with a fucking crowbar. Like, that would be fine. That would be an ending. I would accept anything at this point.
Do you know what I love about this project? Is the fact that Valve have just gone, yeah, there you go. Have the assets, work your magic. And that is what I love about Valve. They're just... It's just a wonderful company.
Yeah, they did that with that thing in Neos as well.
They did, yeah.
And we've all played that mod. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Oh, it was amazing. I did like 5 or 6. I did 5 or 6 streams.
Yeah, and it was.
You didn't you, Indy?
Yeah, I did. I think 5. But because I've forgotten the whole game. It was even these episodes coming up, I've forgotten. So
you forgot what you had for breakfast, mate. You forgot what you had for breakfast. Oh my god.
Wheeze, no, I don't think they will, mate. I think it will be a couple of months afterwards, at least. He was asking, do they think the state of play closer to the release of PSVR 2? I don't think so. I think they'll wait until afterwards for a little while.
Yeah, they've already got the bones there to once they've already worked in the engine, and I think I know people that are testing it at the moment, so I'm looking forward to get my hands on that because I'll definitely be streaming that. That's going to be great. I look forward to that.
Right, I've got an argument ongoing in my chat about Fresnel lenses. Fresnel lenses. I think this might be something that's come over from my channel.
Okay.
Somebody is defending Fresnel lenses and saying it gives a better immersion versus pancake lenses on the Pico 4. So, right, we've all experienced Quest 2, we've all experienced Pico 4. Which would you prefer as far as lenses go?
Me, I've got about 5 to 6 different headsets. The Pico 4's got the best lenses. I've got the Index as well. Quest as well. I've had the PSVR 1. I've had the Rift S.
Yeah. Same as me. Yeah.
Yeah. Pico.
Sheree?
I mean, I've never used Fresnel lenses, obviously, because I've never.
Not bad.
You got a Quest 2.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. Chewy's tired because he's done like 7 12-hour shifts this week. So
Yeah, no, I'm playing catch up on my own brain tonight. On the whole, I prefer pancake lenses. But I don't know how much of my opinion is clouded by the fact that I might be just looking at it as when I've had pancake lenses, the whole headset has been more optimized and better weighted because the only time I've used them is, of course, on the Pico 4.
Yeah.
And when I compare that to the Quest, and I sort of think, oh yeah, things are working just grand. So yeah, I'm not sure.
okay,
It seems a bit of a step backwards.
Now I'm gonna use one example, and it's in one of my live streams. I was playing Into the Radius, and my Pico 4 died because I wasn't paying attention to the battery, and I switched straight. And like virtual desktop works really well because I was playing the Pico 4 version of Into the Radius on virtual desktop, and I switched to my Quest 2, and virtual desktop picked up the fact that I was playing this game, and I just seamlessly dropped straight back into the exact point where I was. Right? So Pico 4 died. Oh shit. Quest 2 on virtual desktop. Bang. It was fucking night and day. Right? Anybody that says Fresnel lenses beats pancake lenses is, I'm sorry, but you obviously have not experienced the Pico 4, because switching from Pico 4 to a Quest 2 within 30 seconds, mind, not like a long time, taking your headset off, putting a new headset on, going to the Quest 2, and I turned it on and I went, what the fuck? I literally went, what the fuck? It was like, it was bad. That's the only way I can describe it. And if anybody doubts me, go into the Radius stream, Pachor's Castle, where it actually happens, and you can see me take my Pico off, put my Quest 2 on, and I go, oh shit, this is bad. And that is from somebody who's been into VR since 2016. I've had a Quest, I've had a Rift, I've had a Rift S, I've had an Index, I've had the Quest 2, I've had a Pico 4, and anybody that says that the pancake lenses are better than Fresnel lenses, anybody that says Fresnel lenses are better than pancake lenses, you just haven't experienced them. I'm sorry, you are wrong. There you go. Statement.
Googly Games just said Chewy needs a baguette for power.
He's not drinking.
Yeah,
He's not drinking. Saturday.
I am flagging.
I'll prepare loads of baguettes for you on the weekend.
I've just realised I haven't actually eaten.
I know. Your sugar level's low.
I have. Yeah, no, I genuinely haven't eaten anything since like 11 this morning. So that's probably not helping.
We haven't got. Yeah, there's not really much left to talk about, to be honest.
Oh no, if it doesn't matter, because I was going to ask my wife if she wants to make my dinner. I'll just sit here and eat dinner while we talk.
But
no, it is getting on. So let's finish off.
Okay, yeah, we're good.
I think we covered everything, guys. I'm just seeing.
Yeah, I pretty much. Yeah, I've got most of my stuff. We didn't talk about Windlands too, but that's fine because it's going to be out this week. So
it's going to be out this week, and we're all going to be checking it out and
we're all
reviewing
it. So it's all.
Yeah, the Naught Space is shutting down. I don't think anybody uses it really, do they?
No one gives a shit about Naught Space, man.
That. Yeah, Gorilla Tag made 26 million. And
I'm not a child.
That is a lot of grown-ups that love that game, but I've never played it. People have asked me in my chat, but I've just. Have you played it, Shuey? I'm sure you've had it go, right?
What's that say?
Gorilla Tag.
Yeah, no, I really like Gorilla Tag.
Yeah.
It's something that I think it would be really good if we set up a private lobby for us and our followers if they
Yeah.
wanted to jump in, because it's something completely different to any other gameplay in VR. Like there's tons of things that have copied it now, but it's still like the starting point, and it's still the best version of it as well.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that has quite come close to beating it.
It's like the Tetris of
It
VR.
is incredibly fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's
So-
super simple and yet unbelievably great.
So about a year ago, there was a young kid called J-Man Curly reached out to me on my Discord and said, I'm having trouble playing Gorilla Tag on virtual desktop. So we gave him a few tips, and I think that actually Guy Godden got involved. J-Man Curly just did 1 million subs like last week.
Yeah.
1 million subs.
No,
so,
100,000, right?
No, 1 million.
No, he hasn't done 1 million subs.
He's
has
done
he?
it. J-Man Curly
Are you
has done.
fucking serious?
No, J-Man Curly did 1 million
Venture
subs
podcast.
last week. Honestly, dude, I'm like, oh,
What?
dude, he was
Oh
on
shit!
he was on 40,000 subscribers when he asked me last year how to do Gorilla Tag in virtual desktop, and I was like, this is how you do it, mate. Guy Godin got involved, and now the dude has got 1 million subscribers. So, J-Man Curly, well done, my son.
It's just Gorilla Tag you've been doing the
Jesus.
whole time,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
known as
yeah.
the Gorilla Tag guy, but he's moved on now. So he got
Oh,
1 million.
okay,
You
yeah.
say
got 1
that.
million
Not if you
subscribers.
look at
he
his
can do it.
last. Not. I mean, you say that he. I think he does like bits here and there, but he's still the gorilla guy.
Yeah, Gorilla Tag guy. No, so well done, J-Man, dude. 1 million subscribers for a VR content creator. That's just incredible. So yeah, well done.
That is. Yeah, well done, man.
And I had something to do with that. I was there at the beginning when he was like low and he was like 40,000. And he was like, I got 40,000 subscribers in 3 months. I was like, you bastard. And now he's got 1 million. So yeah, well done. Well done, mate.
That's crazy. That's really good, man. That is really
It
good.
is.
I mean, with Gorilla Tag, I've never played, but if you go on side quest any day of the week, there's a new clone on there, and it just says this is a Gorilla Tag clone. They're everywhere. Like everyone's trying to clone it.
Because it
I
was
think we
free and it just,
I
yeah.
should give it a go one day. Yeah,
Okay. I'd rather play Among Us, to be honest.
one day.
I really enjoyed that. We should do an Among Us.
Yeah,
stream.
they sold 1 million units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
I
Yeah,
don't
they
think
did. Yeah.
they sold them. They sold 1 million in VR, which is really good.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how many people are still playing the game all the time. Because if you haven't got friends, it's pretty bad.
It is. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's best played with.
I
With
feel
friends,
like-
it's so fun.
I
Yeah.
feel like what we should do is we should actually do a stream, the three of us, where we go into public lobbies.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
I just want to
that's
see
brilliant.
how you guys actually end up.
Right. Thursday.
I've done that.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with us as support.
No, yeah, but Thursday. If we do that on Thursday, can you make it, Serge?
I should be able to. I'm on standby, so there is
Oh,
a
my
possibility of
God,
shenanigans.
Yeah, there's going to be a big explosion, and you're going
Yeah.
to be like, yeah. Okay, right. So Among Us VR in a public lobby, just the three of us. That should be good fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
normally we just have a keyword like what was it? Toilet roll. Like
Yeah,
if someone
that's-
comes in and they're little kid, we're like, they need toilet roll. This person, do you need toilet roll? And they'll be like, hey, what are you talking about? And then like, everyone just gets rid of them. So you need to have a keyword.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I think that's it, guys. Right? Is that
Yeah,
it?
it is. Yeah, right.
That is.
So Shuey, you are the most sober, so you do the intro into the next episode of the podcast because
Oh, Blue,
Cheers,
that's
Blue
super
Bottles.
nice of you, dude. I
Oh, cheers,
I
Blue
will
Bottles.
indeed endeavour to buy him a drink on Thursday. Not on Thursday.
Cheers.
oh yeah,
I won't buy him a drink on Thursday. I'll buy him a drink on Saturday.
yes. Oh, by
Yeah,
the way,
Saturday's when we're meeting
anybody
up,
that
yeah.
doesn't know,
Yeah.
it's IndieVR's 40th birthday this Saturday, and me and Poweron are going down to his gaff, and we're gonna say hello, give him presents, and give him big, manly hugs. So if you want to donate for
speak for yourself. I'm going to
Indy's
give him a big
birthday,
girly hug.
I'm giving it a big,
No need to donate,
big
guys.
girly kiss. Yeah, so
I'll take that.
no tongues. Yeah, so it's Indy's birthday, and this
All the
weekend is
tongues.
going to be
My
amazing.
birthday, dude.
Birthday, it's amazing. He's made it to 40.
So it's gonna be we're gonna meet up quite a few people.
All
should
people that
be-
we don't know
fun.
either, apart from like one.
Yeah, just imagine me times 20. You'll be fine.
It's not a few people. That's a lot of fucking people.
He's-
I'm a hermit, mate.
Indy's family is
Trust me, you'll be
massive.
fine.
Like I've got like me, my wife, my sister, my niece, and that's basically my fucking family. Indy's got like 20 million cousins and nieces and cousins and nephews and Walking Dead just donated $20.
Oh, Walking Dead.
Thanks,
Thank
mate.
you very much, dude.
I will buy.
That's why I'm
Oh,
walking.
and
Dead.
Rezo.
And Rezo.
Jesus.
I
Oh,
will.
cheers, guys.
I will
God
buy
damn it.
Indy $40 worth of alcohol, which I think
Drinks.
he really needs.
Drinks and drinks.
Wow, I
and drinks.
really appreciate that, guys. That's $40, 40 years. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I mean, the other thing you've got to bear in mind is that we're
Cheers,
going
guys.
close to London, so that's like a shot.
Yeah, you probably get a pint
Yeah.
and a half of tap water for that much.
I'd like to point out it's a 5-hour drive to get down to your gaff as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate your efforts.
I'm looking
How
It's
forward
long-
to
only
it, my
like
friend.
2 hours.
I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to my friend. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
I've met Power On twice.
Pound's,
I've never met Indy in person, so this is gonna be great.
yep, it's
Cool,
gonna be
right.
awesome.
Let's call it then, boys.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, guys.
Shuey, the next
If
podcast.
you want to find us. No, I'm not
next-
saying it. I'm not saying it.
He's not committing. He's not committing.
I'm committed. I'm just I don't want to disappoint for a third time in a row.
Because we're men and we're shit at organising stuff. Oh my god.
I'm too used to disappointing multiple times in a row being a mid-30s man.
Well, I'll tell you what, just in case, I'm going to drop the new channel link there so everyone
Okay, there you
can subscribe to it if they haven't already. There you go.
Okay. there you
Cool.
go.
Right. In that case, guys, where can we find you? Indy, where can we find you?
Me, you can find me down the pub on Saturday getting off me tits. No, you can find me on my channel, obviously, Indie VR, Twitter, Indie__VR. And yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah.
So, Shuey, where can we
Back-
find
Okay,
you?
Mac.
No, Shuey,
Oh,
you
me.
go first. You
me.
go
You can
first.
find me.
On TikTok,
You can
Instagram.
find me. You can go on all the different
Oh,
things, but
all
if
of
you can't be
them.
fucked with that, go on YouTube, and it's links all in my banner.
Yeah.
Find me on YouTube at Power on VR.
There you go. Same for me. Thanks, Power. Yeah, wicked. Oh, I've got a link tree actually in the description of this video. I should have just said that. There you go.
That's a much more sensible answer.
Yeah.
That is a much more simple. Right. So you can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Discord. And if you go to Twitter, you can find my LinkedIn, which basically points you towards
LinkedIn now.
Twitter.
LinkedIn.
Discord.
Wow, that's super
And-
professional.
No, it's not. It's because it basically points you at my Twitter and my Discord and my YouTube channel. So it sounds really good, but actually, it's just
But it's essentially another link tree.
Twitter, yeah, Twitter, Mac and VR. It's really boring.
Realistically,
Oh,
you've got a
PSVR.
link bush, really.
PSVR, PS5. What's your tag thing? You know, ID.
Power on VR.
Yeah, Mac and VR.
Power on VR.
Surge.
Oh yeah, find us. Someone added me the other day. Lols, someone or other. I didn't know who it was, and I'm not going to accept them until I do. So, private message me on somewhere and let me know if it's you, because otherwise I'm just not going to accept it.
Diego,
Okay.
I'm just Mac and VR on PSN. It's just it's easy to find me. I'll be fine.
But yeah, he didn't. Anyway, It's been lovely, people. Thank you very
As
much for
always.
joining us. That is the end of season 2, episode 2-ish. I'm going to keep calling them ish until we finally get our shit sorted.
Yeah.
Rezol, feel free to add me, man. Right, yeah. So, I've been Power on VR.
I've been Mac
He's
in
been
VR.
Indie VR. He's been Mac in VR. Good night, people. Love you all.
We do
Cheers,
love
guys.
you
See
all.
ya.
Thanks for all the donations. We're going to spend it on alcohol
Yeah, cheers.
for
Thank you
Indy's
very much.
birthday.
I've already ended my stream, for fuck's sake. Like, that was the perfect point to fucking end. Like, mine is
Hey!
literally saying stream ending right now. You guys are dicks. Just fucking press the button. Stop
No!
with this bollocks.
No!
Press the fucking button.
No! We are going to carry on.
All right, I'll go back to us. Right.
Stream
We're
ending.
going to carry on with the podcast because these dickheads are not actually ending their stream.
It's ended.
Again, even though I pressed
Right.
the button at the right point.
5, 4, 3, 2. End
Good
stream.
night.
Done.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to carry on streaming.